before we hear some remarks from some of our VIPs here, I do want to start off with some quick thank yous. And really, we need to start by thanking this community, this wonderfully active, diverse, engaged Trumbull neighborhood and international district community. You have been engaged with us on this project for over 6 years. You've also been very patient, but the best outcomes come from that engagement. So I want to start off again by thanking this community, the city, for its involvement, its support for projects like this. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, you cannot pull off big things without a team, without great supporters. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about those supporters a little later in this program, but I want to start again by thanking the diverse partners who helped assemble the resources for this project, which were considerable. Almost $10 million has gone into renovating this park. And we could not have done that without the partnership from the City Council, our New Mexico State Legislature. I want to recognize our Health, Housing, and Homelessness, HHH department, and their role in working with our federal partners, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, for their contributions to the overall project. Give all of those folks who really invested in this project a round of applause. I want to also start off by recognizing, the people who did a lot of the hard work to make the project possible. So let's start with my colleagues, employees of the Parks and Rec Department. There were so many of them that put their heart and love into this project over the last 6 or 7 years. If you're a Parks and Rec employee, I know you're not all staying in the same place, but please raise your hand and let's thank these hardworking public servants who work for you. Thank you, guys. David Flores is our lead landscape architect who headmasters most of these projects. Christian Matthias, our project manager in particular, want to recognize them. And someone else who's here who first introduced me to this project when I became Parks and Rec director a long time ago, Christina Sandoval. Christina, where are you? Are you here? She's playing. I'm not surprised, but Christina had a very early important role in beginning the planning for this project, and she is here today to see it through. So glad you're here. Woohoo. And then I want to recognize our strong design partners in not only this project, but so many other things we do in the city. The landscape architecture firm Planned Collaborative. Greg Miller is here as the lead for Planned, and some of his staff are here. Raise your hands. They do great work. And then this whole project was pulled off by Accent Landscaping. Now, Cameron, I don't know if he's here. But Accent, any representatives from Accent, please say hi. They're exhausted. I think they're resting today because they did an incredible job banging this project out, and I think you can see the results. Also, we have a representative from Extra Play here, Dan, who came over from Arizona. The playground, there's Dan. He makes kids smile all over the Southwest. And I think I'm not off by saying we pushed Extra Play a little bit to do some new things for this playground, and you can see the results. Okay, so some of those are important partners, but you know what? There was one person whose role in this project made the difference consistently for really the past 8 years, and I think that role began when he represented this area as a state senator, and the need was clear for reinvesting in Phil Chacon Park. But I can tell you, from day one of Mayor Keller's terms here as your mayor, this project has been at the top of his agenda consistently. And he has pushed for it over and over and over again to make sure we got it done. And every single time we had a difficult decision about how to move forward or how to get the additional resources into this project to bring it to construction, the mayor made the decision to invest in this park and this community I give you our mayor, Tim Keller.
I appreciate it. Well, I really appreciate that, Dave. And, I think it's some of these events, some of the things we do at the city, you're almost filled with like so many emotions that it's like past joy and excitement. It's more about like fulfillment and, realization of like, this is what we want to do for our community. These are the right things we should be doing. And so it's a powerful day, I think, also today. It is certainly a joyous one as I see the kids playing, as I see a Metallica t-shirt in the crowd, nice. And as I see, the bike track and all these amazing things. But also I want to take a moment to reflect on this space and this community. And as Dave mentioned, and I know we'll hear from our city councilor and our state senator, but, I remember representing this area as the state senator. And of course, like any good politician, I knocked on half your doors and met you and learned about the challenges in the community. And now going back 16 years, the number one thing people said, other than some obvious things like what can you do about fentanyl, and we understand these are real issues, but built environment. They said that Phil Chacon Park is a symbol of the city's neglect of this neighborhood. And it was a statement that people either forgot or didn't care or were even sort of racially discriminating against Trumbull neighborhood in terms of where we put our money. And I know that I never forgot that. It fueled me with what I did in the state Senate. And I remember in the state Senate saying, I'm never going to be able to get Phil Chacon Park built as a state senator. It's going to take a little more than that. And so lo and behold, as Dave mentioned, when I came in as mayor, I said we're going to do some things for the International District that should have been done decades ago. We're going to fix Phil Chacon Park. We're going to fix Wilson Park. We're going to finally build that International District Library. We're going to put medians on Central. We're going to add hundreds of streetlights. And we are going to send a signal this is a special community and a community that will not be forgotten under my administration. In fact, that's right. In fact, the opposite. You will be prioritized because you have been forgotten for so long. And so today, in many ways, is a fulfillment of much of that. There's more to come. But this is truly what should have been done for decades, but we finally got it done now. And I also want to remind everyone in the rest of the city, this is an amazing place in the city of Albuquerque in the state of New Mexico. And I know our neighbors know this down here, but you've got to remember we've got the Veterans Memorial. I can see that beautiful flag right over there. Thank you to all our veterans, by the way, who are here. We're coming up on Memorial Day. We have our Phil Chacon substation, also brand new, something I said I would do and we got it done. Then we have our community center. We, of course, have Van Buren, and then we have the baseball fields. But when you put this together, right, where else in New Mexico do you get a community center? Do you get a veterans memorial? Do you get a school and an amazing park? I don't think anywhere. So this is a pride point, not just for Trumbull neighborhood, not just for the International District, for the whole city. And we're working on all the little things too, whether we're making sure that this is going to be safe. We're not going to give up on that. We're going to try and make sure this is safe all the time. It'll be hard, but we got a good plan to do it. Some of our officers are going to be parking here and walking to work. That's part of how we're doing this. So talk to the commander about that. We are going to add a bathroom. That was one thing we didn't have quite enough money yet, but a bathroom's coming. And we're going to be activating the park with, especially as you know, this has historically been a rugby park. And in a weird irony, I played rugby, so you got your home back. And we've got a home for rugby in Albuquerque. And all right, love it. We'll go throw it around after for a minute. So, and of course, we have softball fields too, and we have our dog park. We've got the walking path. And another hallmark of what we try to do is build legit awesome playgrounds. And so this is an awesome playground. And it also has shade. This is another thing that slowly we've been doing all over the city and also right here. And even a little thing like a drinking fountain that works, which we've done all over the city and now back here at Phil Chacon Park. So look, I'm going to wrap this up, I think, with a couple of just additional thoughts. Number one is that we're going to break ground on the food market next to the ACS headquarters down on San Mateo. With counselors' help, I think we're good to go in July in some form or another.
You just gave out the reveal. We're doing it at 2 o'clock.
Oh, no. Well, just pretend you didn't hear that. No, it's a different reveal. That was just the 400. Yeah. She's got a bigger vision stay tuned at 2:00 for the bigger vision from the council. We're just talking about pushing the earth around. So anyway, we're going to continue what we need to do. And so I want you to know that we're just getting started. But things do take time, and I want to close with just this story. So it was 5 years ago. And like Loma Linda and like the International District Library, these projects have been around for 20 years, 30 years. These are old projects in this community. And they were never going to get done. Let's be honest. They were part of a mix of just not enough money, some good legislative support, but they never had the full priority of the city and of the mayor, frankly. And they were never going to get done. Then came along COVID, and we got some extra money from Washington. And so, as Dave might remember, I was like, Dave, how are we finally going to do this park, et cetera? So the story of Loma Linda Community Center and Phil Chacon Park are the same story, which is we said that we were going to prioritize spending that COVID money in the districts and the areas that needed it the most. And there's some projects out in the Southwest, which I won't talk about today, but we prioritized the Southwest and Barelas and then the International District. And so this project, we finally funded it because we said we are going to finish the job at Phil Chacon Park and we're going to get it done as soon as we can. And so it was COVID money and then help from our city council. Give Councilor a round of applause. It was her and her predecessor. And by the way, everyone wanted to steal the money because everyone wants new parks, everyone wants things. And we said, no, we are going to finish Phil Chacon Park. We are going to honor the fact that our city needs to invest in this neighborhood and demonstrate it with this amazing new park. Now, the other piece of this, thankfully, we have a former representative, then became senator. She's been trying to fix this park for longer than I've been trying to fix this park. And she has put by far more money in than any other individual other than the city. And so please thank Senator Mimi Stewart. Okay, so I've gone way too long. I'm going to hand it back over to the MC, but I want to say, I think, just a couple things in closing. I want to thank all the neighbors for believing in your community, for believing in each other, and giving the city a chance. And like Dave said, this is your park. And so we're going to need all your help, whether it's Neighborhood Watch and all of these things. But it's your park, and it's a major statement that you are important. This is a special place in our city. And now, folks from all over the city are going to come here and also notice that and appreciate you. So thank you so much, and God bless.
Okay. Well, you know, I hadn't mentioned it now, but I think it's fundamental to one of the reasons we're here today is that this park bears an honorable name. And of course, the park was named for Officer Philip Chacon, who lost his life in the line of duty in 1980. And we are so honored today to be able to rededicate and reconsecrate, in a way, this space, in eternal memory of the sacrifice that Officer Chacon made. And we are very, very honored today to be joined by members of his family, and in particular, his wife Rita and daughter Denise Chacon.
I'd like to also recognize that my daughter Braylon and my wife Carrie are also here today joining us. And I am not as good at speaking as the folks behind me, so bear with me. I would like to thank you all for being here today to celebrate the grand reopening and for the newly renovated Phil Chacon Park. Standing here today surrounded by family, friends, and community members, I can't help but feel the warmth and connection that my dad so believed in so deeply. My dad dedicated his life serving others, but more than that, he believed in the power of community. He definitely believed that we are stronger together. He knew that when we come together, whether it's lending a helping hand, sharing a meal, or just enjoying a beautiful day in the park, something magical happens. It's where we connect, we grow, and something bigger than just us as individuals happens. A park, in so many ways, is the heart of a community. It's where kids learn to ride their bikes for the first time. It's where neighbors become friends. And it's where grandparents can sit on a bench and watch the world go by. It's where everyone from the young to the young at heart can find a moment of joy and connection. So when I think about how to honor my dad's legacy, this park is the most fitting way that it could happen. He believed in taking care of one another, whether that meant offering a ride to a stranger in need, sharing our home to someone who didn't have any place else to go, or organizing a basketball game to bridge divides. He lived every day with the belief that small acts of kindness could change lives. Today, we're not just celebrating a renovated park, we're celebrating the spirit of community. This space represents everything he stood for: compassion, connection, and the simple joy of coming together. But a park, like a community, needs care. It needs people to look after it. My hope is that every time you come here, you remember the legacy of the service and kindness that my dad left behind. I hope that you carry that spirit forward by caring for this park and caring for each other, continuing to build the kind of community here in the International District that he believed in. In that spirit, my family brought some things underneath that green tent to help keep this park clean. We brought some things for the kids to play with. So please make sure that you grab some of those on your way as you make your way around the park. Thank you again for being here and honoring my dad and making the park a place where his legacy can live on. So please, welcome back to Phil Chacon Park, a place where this community can thrive.
Thank you so much, Denise. Now, the mayor has spoken about her strong support and leadership for this community and for parks in general. I've seen it ever since I've known her, and her role and importance in this project cannot be overstated. Please welcome the president of the New Mexico State Senate, Senator Mimi Stewart.
Thank you, Dave. What an honor to be here today with Phil Chacon's family. Nobody told me I got to meet the family. So let's have another round of applause for her. So it's really fun for me to be the state senator for this area because I get to work with, of course, the mayor. I get to work with this fantastic city councilor, Nicole Rogers, the county commissioner, Adrian Barboa, and the state rep who's not here today, Janelle Anyanornu. I mean, what a powerful group of women. So, and what a wonderful thing to focus on what makes an urban city livable for all of us. Parks, walking places, community gardens, dog parks, rugby places, baseball. I'm forgetting everything. A playground that's not made of plastic. Another playground that's covered in shade. If you notice where the kids are, they're all in the shady part. So it's been an honor to help fund Phil Chacon's Park. I mean, I didn't know we were going to close it for 2 years. I did get some letters from constituents saying, "Why have you closed Phil Chacon?" And it's so that we could turn it into this. And thanks to the mayor for his long-term vision on this. I know it started when he was state senator here. I'm so glad we have a mayor that was a state senator here because he really gets us. You know, we all live here. We want this park for ourselves, our children, our visitors, each other. And it's big enough now It's in the perfect space. We're going to continue to work on it. I'm going to continue to put more money into that bathroom issue. That's expensive. So between this and Los Altos Park, which we're also improving, Daniel Webster Park, which we continue to work on, I'm proud of us for naming our parks after our public service officers who died in the line of duty. I'm proud of us doing that, the way I'm proud of them. It's so great to have that new substation here. So what a great day for us who live near Phil Chacon. Thank you, Tony, always being here, Khadija. So I'm sure there's someone else to speak now, but I have to get out of the sun, so I'm going to go over here.
Thank you so much, Senator. This is a park, obviously, in the great District 6. I want to recognize Peter Boletto's here as, I believe, our D6 chair of the coalition. Thank you, Peter. I think he's the best dressed guy here today. Without further ado, though, the councilwoman from D6, Nicole Rogers.
How y'all doing? Isn't this beautiful? Oh, come on. Isn't this beautiful? Yeah. Oh, yes. I am always excited. I mean, try to be positive, but this is like, I don't even have the words, and that doesn't happen often, right? Where I don't have the words. But this is the first project since I took election that I got to be at the groundbreaking for and got to be here for the opening. And that is quick. Even though the history of our elected leaders working on this for years and years and years, that's not normal. And I'm telling you, the tide is turning in District 6. Can you hear me? The tide is turning in District 6. And I know so, and I'm going to tell you a little story about why I know so. It's because recently at our city council meetings, how many of you watched the city council meetings? Oh, my people, thank you for watching. We come on, Mayor. He says, really? But we had a counselor who, I won't name, but he is the counselor over Tanawan, and he questioned Dave Simon about why our grass here looks better than Tanawan. Now the tide is turning, y'all. When Tanawan is mad that our grass looks greener, the tide is turning in District 6. The same week, I got a complaint about too many orange barrels in our district, right? And I thought he was happy. I was like, I know, we're doing so much. And he was like, no, right? But let me tell you why I'm so excited. Before I came to the city, I worked at UNM Hospital. And I know clearly that this is not, what this is about is changing our life expectancy in this district. It is proven, nurses have researched this over and over for years, that when we have green spaces, when we have, as you said, places for our families to connect, neighbors to meet each other, green spaces, safe spaces like this, it changes, it adds to your life expectancy. And that's what's so powerful about this space. So let's remember that as we use this space, as we gather together in this space, as we protect this space. Because let's be real, that's the big thing I hear about, why do you put money into parks in that district? Someone's just going to come and mess it up. What do you say to that, community? Boo! Yes, we're going to protect our assets. Absolutely. We have an amazing commander, Commander Richards here, who's right here to make sure that we protect, right, what we invest in. But we deserve green space. We deserve places like this for our families here. And so I am overjoyed, but let's pledge as a community that we're going to take care of the space. So if you're here and your dog, goes number 2 in the park, pick it up, right? If you're here and you're having a picnic and there's trash, pick it up, right? Please, let's show the community we can take care of what we invest in, and I know we can, because I know the people that live here. I live here. We live here. This is our hood. So we're going to take care of it. Thank you all for being here and enjoy the park.
Counselor, you are so spot on. You know, parks are incredibly essential investments in communities for physical, mental, spiritual health. And you know, we can also look at our park system as sort of the biggest system of branch campuses of our school system, because parks also can play a huge role in education. And we are so lucky to be positioned here adjacent to a middle school where we expect terrific synergistic things to happen more than ever between the middle school and the park. Now, I haven't seen her yet, but I wanted to ask Jonna Moberg, the community school coordinator from Emerson Elementary. Thank you, Jonna, for being here to say a few words. Thank you.
Well, hello everyone, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day. So thank you for inviting me to celebrate this amazing space. I went to Emerson Elementary when I was in second grade. And so just to be able to see, it's emotional to see this area being loved and taken care of. Right now, now I'm the current community school coordinator at Emerson, and on behalf of Emerson families and students, and on behalf of the Van Buren families and students and their teachers as well, this place is an exciting opportunity for our families, our students, to grow exponentially with the ability to connect, to be ability to feel safe, and to get connection, which is critical for social and emotional development. It's critical for them in their education. They need a safe place to be. And so on behalf of the schools, Van Buren and Emerson, I'd like to thank you so much for making this all possible. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jonna. And I want to bring it back to community again. We want to always have parks be open and inclusive and be connected to community. And one of our great partners here at the Parks and Rec Department is an organization, relatively new organization, but they're doing very powerful things, not only here in New Mexico, but across the country. And that organization is called Green Latinos. And here to represent Green Latinos is Carlos Matutes. Carlos?
Thank you, everybody, for coming out to this amazing park. We understand how important third spaces like Phil Chacon Park are. My name is Carlos Matutes. I'm the New Mexico State Director for Green Latinos. We're a national and statewide comunidad of activists, of advocates, of organizers. And I'm very, very proud to say that we've been able to bring in the last year, over $1 million for urban greening projects right here in Albuquerque. We have some really amazing partners that we've been able to work with. The mayor brought up Loma Linda Community Center. We're working with Semilla Project on bringing a community garden that will help feed the entire community, that will help bring young people some hope and some education and some path forward through a career in outdoors. We're working with CESOS, Center for Social Sustainable Communities, building acequia education throughout the Atrisco, throughout the South Valley. We're working with Yes Housing to build an organic edible forest in a new project that they're building on the corner of 2nd and Rio Bravo. And we're very, very fortunate to work with Southwest Organizing Project on Project Feed the Hood that is bringing over 6,000 pounds of food, of good quality food, to the International District every single year. And these are all community spaces, and community is at the heart of all of the work that we do, because this is your space. We get that you have to have a place to go to connect with nature. I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, and I played rugby there. There must be a theme. But I grew up And the lot that we used to play in, we took oil drums and some abandoned pallets, and we would build forts and stuff. We didn't know that what we were working with, that we were playing with, was probably toxic, was hazardous to us. But that was it. That was what we had to play with. And if you look around, if you look at this amazing playground, if you look at that incredible pump track right behind you, if you look at this rugby pitch, if you look at all this wonderful space, a dog park, this is your community. This is where you can come together and you can form bonds. You can get your families together. This is what we're talking about. And this is why urban greening is so important, why these projects are so important, why Mayor Keller's work, why Madam Pro Tem, her work, why Councilor Rogers' work, what Mr. Simon's work is to bring communities together and to make a better space for all of us. Thank you very much for coming.
Okay, folks, we are almost done. I just can't thank all of our partners enough, and this is what happens, of course, when we work together, bigger things happen. And some of our other partners at the Parks and Rec Department have showed up here in force as usual because they support us and come to everything that's important. We have, I think, at least 3 members of our Metropolitan Park and Recreation Advisory Board here, an all-volunteer organization that works by our side, provides us advice and support. And let's see, Tony Johnson, Julie Radoslavich, Veronica Martinez. Where's Veronica? Thank you all very much for your service. And Annie, where'd Annie? Oh, I'm sorry, Annie. You're blocked by the TV camera. And they're, of course, looking after park projects, across the whole community. So thank you all very much for your volunteer efforts for our city. As we get close out of the big moment here, this has been a long time coming, this project, but we're here now. Our partners, again, I want to thank them all again for this incredible support financially. One other one that I didn't mention earlier that represents innovation by the Keller administration here is we competed and successfully won a grant from the New Mexico Finance Authority, particularly the Water Trust Board, to help us renovate the park's irrigation system as part of the overall park renovation. This is a significant piece of funding that we won from the Water Trust Board. And you know what? It was entirely smart and the right thing for the Water Trust Board to do, because we are going to now conserve with our new irrigation system. We will be saving literally tens of millions of gallons of water a year from the new water system that we were able to build. So that water it's crucial to our community, and we need to extend our supplies, out into the future. The American Rescue Plan Act funding the mayor mentioned, and also I want to recognize a partner we'll be working with going forward, which is the Harwood Arts Center. The Harwood Arts Center is going to be they stepped forward to partner with us in the development of what we'd call maybe the International District Art Walk, which is going to beautify this walkway through the park over the next couple of years. So, really that fundamentally shows that when we did this park, we tried very much to listen to the community and tried to incorporate state-of-the-art amenities into the park that offered high-quality facilities and public gathering spaces for families and the entire community. But we also tried to do things that did reflect the beauty and diversity of our city and this neighborhood. Just a few of those features that are reflected in the park include this amazing, and I hope you've all figured it out now, this amazing dragon playground. If you haven't quite seen it, there are the eyes on the head of the dragon over there. And this is, as I alluded to, it was took a very good concept from Exeter Play, and we asked him to make it better. And this really is, I think, embedded in an aspect of the ID's cultural heritage. We have this community space, obviously, that's great for gatherings. The community garden that's going to go in right over here over the next year will supplement this food forest, which has already planted this orchard of trees. We planted 360 new trees in this park, of which 45 are fruit trees that we hope to will grow and mature and provide food for this community that also nourishes the body, the soul, and the cultural heritage of the International District. As I mentioned, the International District Art Walk is going to see gradual installation of diverse art pieces that will be designed and constructed by the children of this community. And that way we'll be able to see this park continually evolve and improve over time, remaining in close connection with the community as we go. So look forward to like new things in the park over the next couple of years as Harwood Art Center begins to work on that project. You know, there's so much to do in the park, as people have said. It's going to open the door to programming and so many youth sports, cultural events, gardening. And we challenge you, as the counselor said, to use this space and to keep it active. Test out the new play areas, try the new sports facilities. No one's mentioned it yet, but we have a newly relocated basketball court in the the southwest corner of the park. Right next to that is a futsal field, or a futsal court. And any of you guys soccer fans? United's playing tonight, going for a revenge win. And futsal is a great skill-building soccer game that's played on a slightly smaller pitch, but the coaches love it because it develops the technical skills of the players. And we have a beautiful new futsal court. All it needs is one of these and some energy and some kids or adults, and the magic is going to happen. Over here, as someone mentioned, we have a nature play area. This is one of a growing number of nature play features we're building into city parks. These are encourage less structured play and really help children connect with nature. If you don't live next to the bosque or live next to the foothills, this is a way we can connect kids to nature directly in their neighborhood. And yes, the research shows that kids who get opportunities, well, first of all, that play is critical for children, for their cognitive development, emotional and social development. But kids who get an opportunity to play, do unstructured play in connection with nature, they get their brains activated and wired even in different and better ways. So I am just so excited to see the magic that's going to happen. I've already seen some kids climbing on the log. So, and then, just turn around for 1 second and look at the action on the BMX track. Okay, I think that's a winner. That is going to be a magnet for wheeled sports in our community. And this is the first of 2 BMX pump tracks that is opening in our city this year. The second one is just being finished at Los Altos Park. The opening is coming soon. In fact, this month. And with that, I just want to say, you know what, Mayor? May is going to be Mayor Keller Park Month of the century.
That's true. And I know what he's talking about. You think this is a big playground? Get ready for Wells Park.
Yes. We are going to be doing a heck of a lot of fun park stuff this month. We've got other openings and things to celebrate in our community. It's just all built. It's not purposeful. It's just all been a lot of hard work, Mayor, that has built to this point. But May is going to be Park Month. I want you to enjoy the heck out of it with us and join me at some of these other events. Today, I want you all to just relish your new park. Hang around, enjoy it. I want to thank the groups that are here, performing arts groups that are going to be entertaining you this afternoon. We have the New Mexico Taiko drummers. They're going to be playing shortly. The Gecko Folklorico de East San Jose group is here, as well as the Youth Jazz Collaborative. We've got some yummy food truck food over in the parking lot. And with that, I'd say let's cut the ribbon on what is a beautiful, wonderful rainbow diversity of cultures, elements, and beauty in Phil Chacon Park. And then let's go and enjoy the park right after that.
Okay, Dave, give us a countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Phil Chacon!